Hey everybody, it's Lon.TV, and it's time once again for your weekly wrap-up. I've been traveling a lot, so I haven't been able to do one of these update shows, but I'm back to a normal cadence now, so hopefully this will be more of a once-a-week thing. This week we're going to talk about the future of 4K, not only on my channel, but all of YouTube, and I'll talk about why that's a concern in a second. We're also going to talk about some details about my next cost of shipping giveaway and tech sale coming up on Saturday. So lots to talk about. Let's get to it. Now this week on the channel we had two sponsored pieces, and I know that's a bit unusual for my channel, so I'll talk more about sponsorships in a minute. The first was an opportunity to cover a Korean-US technology summit that took place in New York City, and this was focused on Korean startups that were pairing up with large Korean companies in the hopes of getting a little foothold into the US and global marketplace. They gave us full editorial control of the video, but they did pay our way to get there. But I thought it was an interesting event nonetheless, and a lot of people who watched the video thought it was pretty cool too, so hopefully you enjoyed that. Our other sponsored piece was our regular monthly sponsorship from Plex, where we dive into a Plex feature in depth. And this month we looked at what the Plex Pass subscription gets you over the free tier on the Plex server, so you can kind of figure out if you needed it or not. And hopefully that answered the questions of a few viewers that wrote in looking for me to answer that question a little bit earlier this month. Additionally, we did a review of the new Chromecast with Google TV. This one looks exactly like the 4K one that came out about a year or so ago, but this one only works at an HD resolution and costs about $30 versus about $50, which is what the other one costs. And I think if you have a low-end television, this makes more sense perhaps than the $50 4K one. And I think Google released this for two reasons. One was to be competitive versus Roku and Amazon, who also have $30 or so devices you can plug into your television. But I also think they were looking for a way to replace the older Chromecasts that are out there. The Chromecast, of course, usually required a phone to operate. There was no built-in interface. And this one now costs about the same as a Chromecast does, but now you've got a full-on Android TV skinned with the Google TV interface. So I would expect that we'll probably see the end of the traditional Chromecast and the emergence of this Google TV as its replacement. Now, I did want to talk briefly about sponsorships here on the channel because we just had a week where there were two sponsored pieces in 1 week, and I've got a few more in the works right now as well. And the way that I approach sponsorships is that they have to provide some value back to the viewer for it to work on this channel, because you're ultimately giving me your attention and you should be getting something in exchange for that if I'm going to ask you to sit through a sponsored piece of content. And the way I've approached sponsorships here on the channel is to mostly focus on doing paid tutorials and other supplementary work around products that I can get behind and endorse. So we've done, of course, the Plex videos for many years now. We have done work for Synology in the past, and we recently started up a new series with them, again, on a tutorial basis. And I've got another one that's coming up in the next couple of weeks as well. All products that I can get behind and all focused on the tutorial aspect, not on the sales pitch. And just be prepared to see a few more of those spring up. The reason is, of course, that the economy is changing here in the US, but also globally, and I think ad dollars are going to be declining, and advertisers are looking for new and different ways to promote their products. And I think a good fit, again, for me, is something where I can do a tutorial about a product that I like and provide some valuable information to folks in the course of doing that. And that's been my approach, and it's been working pretty well enough that more sponsors have been reaching out for me to consider having something on the channel. Now, if you want to get the lowdown on how I approach these sorts of topics, you can go to my disclosures page at lon.tv/disclosures, where I talk about how I disclose things, how products get to me here on the channel, and also some of my thought process around sponsorships in general. Now, with the potential for ad revenue declining, YouTube is beginning to look at different ways to get more money out of you to keep watching videos on their platform, and that has put the future of the 4K option on YouTube into question. There was something that popped up on Reddit and reported on by NeoWin here about some users seeing a premium upsell in order to switch a YouTube video into its 4K resolution. You can see here that this user got the message to say, hey, if you want to watch at 4K, upgrade to premium, otherwise you're going to be stuck at 1440p max. And this is likely a YouTube experiment where they have an idea and they put out a limited number of these types of things into the ecosystem to see how users react to it. And I bet you they're targeting certain viewers to see if they might upgrade to premium if presented with this message. I don't think it means that YouTube is doing this automatically, but I would suspect if they do see some conversions of people willing to pay for premium on the spot like this, it could drive a future YouTube policy. Now, I've covered YouTube Premium in the past. I am a very happy YouTube Premium subscriber because I watch a lot of YouTube and I like not seeing ads on the videos, and I like just how much better the experience is without them. And of course, as a creator, YouTube pays you by the minute watched for every premium subscriber who tunes in. There is some revenue share of that subscription fee with creators, and you can see more about that on my YouTube Premium video that I did a year or two ago. I did ask all of you what resolution you're watching at, because we recently switched this channel from 1080p to 4K 30, and about a quarter of you watch at 4K, although another quarter leave it on auto, and it's possible if you're watching on a 4K TV, you'll probably be getting 4K and may not realize it because, you know, I don't think I look all that great at any resolution, so perhaps you don't notice the difference. But it looks like a majority of viewers are mostly at 1080p or 720p. I don't actually get anything in my analytics about what resolution viewers are watching at. And I certainly didn't see any difference in viewership when I did go to 4K over the 1080p before. But a lot of you noted it looks a lot better now than it did, even when you're watching at a lower resolution. Now, this poll, of course, is not scientific because it's not in my analytics, but about 1,600 of you did respond to it, and I think that's probably a good sample size here. Now, one of the things that gets me about YouTube Premium is that YouTube has a platform of influencers, and they have never once thought about creating an affiliate program for premium subscribers. Coming back to my topic of endorsing things that I like, I really like YouTube Premium. I'm happily paying that subscription fee because I think I get a lot of value out of it. Yet they don't offer creators any kind of affiliate revenue program to help them earn commissions perhaps on telling their viewers about it. And this would be a great win-win, I think, for both the platform and creators if they did that, especially given how many influencers are on the YouTube platform. Now, if you're curious about my 4K workflow, check it out at Lon.TV/4K, because the way I make videos is very different than a lot of other creators in that I generally shoot live to disk. So everything you see right now with camera switching, I'm actually doing sitting here right now as I record it. So that presented some challenges when I went to this higher resolution. I had to upgrade the GPU on my production machine. My cameras had to support 4K, of course. And when I live stream now, I'm also live streaming at 4K at about 30 megabits per second. And I was able to just switch over to this new workflow thanks to the horsepower that I have driving all of it. And if you're curious as to how everything works, you can check out this video to see my 4K workflow. All right, let's move on now to the upcoming cost of shipping giveaway sale that we're going to be doing. The way this works is that if your name gets picked, you can choose an item that we're giving away for $5, which is what it costs us to get it all reset and packaged up, plus whatever the cost of shipping is. And we do this on Whatnot, which is a very addictive live streaming auction platform. And we did one of these a few weeks ago, and a lot of people enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed it because it's always fun getting the community together for something a little bit different. And I'll also be selling some stuff that I bought for review on the channel using an auction format. So we'll kind of interweave the two different activities here. And the way Whatnot works, as you can see, this is a live stream that's happening right now on the platform, is that people put their wares up online here and they run an auction in real time to sell the items. And the reason why I like using Whatnot for this purpose is that it dramatically simplifies all the shipping and labeling that I typically do when I sell stuff. And I can get rid of a bunch of stuff all at once as opposed to putting it up on my store and just waiting for somebody to come by to get it. So there's a lot of things that Whatnot helps me with here, and that's why I like using this platform. And it's just fun to kind of browse around on it. Now, the way this giveaway works is as follows. There's a little bit of a process here, unfortunately. The first thing you need to do is sign up for a Whatnot account if you don't already have one. And you can go to Lon.TV/whatnot to sign up with my affiliate link. If you use that link, they give you $15 to spend anywhere on the platform. So if you win one of the giveaways, it's pretty much free to get your item delivered to you. I think they might charge you for shipping separately, but generally you get most of what you need here as part of the sign-up link. Now, after you sign up, you should definitely follow me on Whatnot. My username is LON1, and that will give you push notifications when I go on the air, because sometimes I just pop on and sell some of my retro stuff in the back room over there just to get rid of it. So whenever I'm doing a tag sale, I'm doing them on Whatnot these days. And then after that, I want you to head over to my little link here called Lon.TV/enter. And on that link, what I want you to do is put in your Whatnot username, not your email address. And I put it on the forum, and people still keep putting their email addresses in there. And the reason why we need to do this is that Whatnot does not have a good randomizer for picking the winner. So we use one of these online randomizers to pick the name out of the hat. And so I need everyone's name loaded up before we start the giveaways to have it all ready to go. We'll probably give some window for people to enter before it starts, but if you want to get in early to know that your name will be there, go ahead and do that. But you need to be present to win, which is why if you follow me, you'll get reminded that the stream is starting up because you'll get a push notification about it. And then after you get all that stuff done, we'll be ready to go again Saturday, October 8th, at 2 p.m. Eastern on the Whatnot platform. Now, as far as what's being given away, I'm still compiling the list of stuff at the moment, but if you sign up for my email list at Lon.TV/store alert, I'll send out a list and reminder a day or two ahead of the stream. But there will definitely be a mini PC or 2 or 3 in the mix, along with a few other things as well. All of it should be pretty good stuff. And then, of course, we'll be selling some things like the HD Google TV, and an Echo that I got down here, and a few other things too. So definitely tune in and sign up for the email alert if you want to know more about it. Now, this week on the channel, I've got a bunch of stuff planned. We'll see how far I get. I have a pile of laptops sitting here that I need to get through. So you're probably going to see a little more laptop content on the channel because Lenovo, HP, and Dell are going to want these things back, and I've got to get these reviewed. Jake did all the work on it, so it's just a matter of getting these things on the desk and going there. So we'll be working on that. I did shoot a video about a new portable USB 4 40 gigabit per second solid state drive. This works at 40 gigabits on USB 4 devices and Thunderbolt 3 and 4 devices, and we'll dive in and see how it works. It's a little pricey. It's from a company called Arico, but I thought it was a good academic exercise to see how USB 4 works out. I'm also hoping this week, maybe early next week, to get to my review of this Unihertz smartphone that essentially doubles as a ham radio. And they don't really tell you what kind of license you need to use it. There are some pitfalls for using this phone incorrectly, but we'll cover all of that in the upcoming video. It's kind of a neat way to extend your communications beyond just cell towers. And I just thought it was kind of cool to integrate that into a smartphone that is very rugged as well. So that'll be a fun one to do. And then I'm still going to get to this retro video where we look at the Harmony cartridge, which is a flash cartridge for the Atari 2600. And one of the impulse buys that I made on Whatnot a few weeks back was a AV modded Atari 2600. And when I pair it up with my RetroTink 5 Pro or whatever it's called, things look great on this old console, and it's really fun to play Atari games the way I remember playing them as a kid, with that stiff joystick and the switches on the console and, of course, the wood grain, so be on the lookout for that. Now, this week's wrap-up, as always, is being brought to you by all of you, and I want to thank Chris Allegretta, Travis Rhodes, Nicholas Menard, and John Prawl for their support via Super Chat and Super Thanks since the last time we did a wrap-up video. We also have some new supporters here on the channel. They include Estella Bellamy, Martin Waring, and California Travel Videos, who upgraded his support of the channel. And all 3 of these folks came in via the YouTube membership program. I want to thank everyone who contributed this week and everyone who's been contributing on an ongoing basis, and all of you who watch on a regular basis too, because all of those things equal channel growth. Now, if you want to support the channel, you can. You can go to Lon.TV/support and make a monthly or a one-time contribution via my donor box page. We also support the YouTube membership program, Patreon, and Floatplane. We have a bunch of other places you can find me, including my Amazon page at Lon.TV/Amazon shop, where you can find a lot of my reviews ad-free, and we go live on Amazon sometimes when we also go live here on YouTube. You can engage with the channel with my weekly email list at Lon.TV/email. If you can't get enough of me, you can go to my digest email and get an email that we send out every day or two whenever we post new videos. We also have the Facebook group, the Discord, and the Telegram, where you can engage with me and other followers of the channel. Our store is still active. I haven't posted anything on there recently because the whatnot thing has been so fun, but definitely sign up for my store alert email, like we mentioned above, or below, or before, at Lon.TV/store alert, so that you can get notified whenever I've got stuff to get rid of. And that is going to do it for this week's weekly wrap-up. Thank you all for tuning in, and hopefully I'll be able to be home enough to be able to do these a little more frequently than we've seen over the last 2 months or so with all the traveling I've been doing. But we are going to try to get back down for the Artemis 1 launch whenever that happens in November. But beyond that, I should be staying put here, catching up on that pile of laptops over there. That's going to do it for now. Until next time, this is Lon Seidman. Thanks for watching.
This channel is brought to you by the Lon.TV supporters, including gold level supporters Chris Allegretta, Brian Parker, Hot Sauce and Video Games, Baby Metal Fox God, Tom Albrecht, Amda Brown, Matt Zagaya, and Tech Time with Eric. If you want to help the channel, you can by contributing as little as $1 a month. Head over to Lon.TV/support to learn more. And don't forget to subscribe. Visit Lon.TV/s.